especially last time we told about the Terry Funk, Dory Funk Jr. and the Bear. After that, people said, "Hey, I want to hear more about Gorgeous George Jr." And so, Jack, I think you've got some matches of Gorgeous George Jr. that we're picking up after the Bear incident.
Yeah, April 15th, 1969, the Ector County Coliseum in Odessa, Texas. The great Buddy Colt and Gorgeous George versus Terry Funk and Ricky Romero, the dad of the Youngbloods, by the way. April 16th, 1969, Fair Park Coliseum in Lubbock, Texas. Dory Funk Jr. defeated Gorgeous George Jr. For the Brass Knuckles title and the Amarillo version. April 17th, 1969, Sports Arena in Amarillo. The Inferno number 1 and 2 defeated Killer Carl Cox and Gorgeous George Jr. Killer Carl Cox is one of those great old time guys. I always loved watching him. April 21st, 69, County Coliseum in El Paso, Texas. Gorgeous George Jr. defeated Gory Guerrero.
By the way,
father,
yeah.
Yep, the father of the famous Guerrero family. May 3rd, 69, Sports Arena in Littleton, Texas. Gorgeous George versus Harley Race, winner unknown.
Hey, did y'all know that his name was Mad Dog Race at the time?
I didn't know it at the time, but I knew that at some point he had gone by that.
I guess he was the first Mad Dog before Buzz Sawyer.
Yeah. Okay, May 7th, 69, Fair Park Coliseum in Lubbock, Texas. Gorgeous George Jr. defeated J.C. Dykes in a destruction match.
I'd like to know what that was.
I don't know, but I like the way it sounds. I'm stealing that.
I would say construction tools in the ring. What do you think?
Well, that was it's a destruction though. So
they're using it for destruction. Hammers.
I got you.
And screwdrivers and except for chainsaws.
May 8th, 69, Sports Arena in Amarillo, Texas. Dory Funk, Terry Funk, and Gorgeous George Jr. defeated Inferno number 2, number 1, and J.C. Dykes, 2 out of 3 falls match. July 7th, 1969, at the County Coliseum in El Paso, El Santo defeated Gorgeous George Jr., El Santo, a legend in Mexico and throughout Texas as well. Let's see, July 14th, 1969, Fair Park Arena in Abilene, Texas. Buddy Colt and Gorgeous George Jr. versus Mike Boyer and Rufus R. Freight Train Jones, winner unknown. July 23rd, 1969, Fair Park Coliseum, Lubbock, Texas. Ricky Romero and Nick Kozak defeated Buddy Colt and Gorgeous George Jr. Title change. The NWA Western States Tag Team title was on the line. And July 31st, 1969, Sports Arena, Amarillo, Texas. Gorgeous George Jr. and Buddy Colt defeated Nick Kozak and Ricky Romero by countout. Title change on a countout for the NWA Western Tag Team Championships, 2 out of 3 falls match. August 20th, 1969, Fair Park Coliseum in Lubbock, Texas. Kurt Von Bronner and Art Nelson defeated Buddy Colt and Gorgeous George Jr. for the tag team titles. Tongue-tied here with all those T's. In September of 1969, George made his way to Japan and the IWE Royal Series in October of 69 for the IWA World Tag Challenge Series. And that's where we'll drop off.
I am very intrigued by the destruction match. If anyone out there knows what the destruction match is, we're very intrigued by this. We must know. We must know what it is.
Yeah, I wonder what that was. I mean, that's intriguing me of knowing what was the destruction match. Now somewhere there's going to be a destruction match all over. Now, if you see one in Rome, Georgia, Jack took it from the.
I took it. I was still. I did.
Destruction. That's right.
I will.
Co-op. You co-op. Borrow.
It is funny. Every time we do a Gorgeous George Jr., people love to hear about Gorgeous George Jr. We get a lot of response about him every time we do it, and that's just a little bit of Gorgeous George Jr. We'll get back to him later on. Any comments about that time frame? Anybody, Rodney, Jack?
I think we've got a lot of programs from the time of the Infernos, or we had them until the water disaster, about the Infernos working for the Funks. And apparently they were setting the place on fire, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not.
Over at Texas.